Samsung's got a fitness watch, Apple's probably going to have a new Apple Watch, and Fitbit has a brand new watch too, the Fitbit Versa 2, which is coming September 15th. I'm wearing it here on my wrist, and I've also got a lot of the Fitbit Versa accessories, but it's not the only thing that Fitbit's announced. Fitbit also has a new premium coaching service called Fitbit Premium. It's going to be $10 a month, and it's aiming to not just be your coach, but also your health advisor. Do you need to buy the new Fitbit? Well, if you like the idea of a Fitbit watch, the Versa 2 is a really nice upgrade to what the Versa already had. The watch is faster thanks to a new processor, and it's smoother scrolling. Finally, it's the type of non-sluggish response that I was hoping for back when the Versa first debuted. It's also got an Amoled display. While it's not always easy to notice the difference between that and the previous display, it does mean that it can also be always on for at least a couple of days, which is nice if you want an always on screen. Or you can choose to have it turn off and you can get up to 5 days of battery life. So a little more battery life advantage versus the previous Versa. The cost is $200, which is what the Versa was originally, but keep in mind that the Versa's been out for a while and is often on sale, and the Versa Lite is $150. Again, that's often on sale. What you want the Versa 2 for are all of its extras. So not only is it faster, but it also has Amazon Alexa. This has a microphone, and you can talk to it and make requests. It doesn't have a speaker, but it will show you text responses. And you can use this, if you've got the Alexa app installed even on an iPhone, you can use this to quickly get information about things that are around you. You could turn on and off Alexa-controlled devices, kind of use it as a mini hub on your wrist. What you can't do is use it to control music, and you cannot yet use it to control on-wrist Fitbit functions, like starting a workout. That will come by the end of the year, but not yet. But it's a nice step because there was never anything like that before. Also, on this watch and on other Fitbit Versa and other Fitbit devices is going to be Spotify support. That's huge because Fitbit Versa already had the ability to store music, but it wasn't something I would ever really use because it was for Pandora Premium, Deezer, and music that you would load on yourself. None of those would I actually do. But Spotify is a great service, and I would do that. So that's exciting, but again, that's not a reason you need to necessarily get this one, but it might be a way to consider the whole Versa lineup or the Fitbit watch lineup that supports that. We'll see if it also comes to Ionic. So like the Fitbit Versa Lite, it only has one button on the Fitbit Versa 2, and that's on the side. The Fitbit Versa, the original one, had 3 buttons. You can still touch on the screen here and swipe, and you can put a whole bunch of watch faces on, only 1 at a time right now, but it will support up to 5 by the end of the year. And if you want to hold that button on the side, you can bring up Alexa. You can also customize that side button to bring up Fitbit Pay instead. The Versa 2 has a lot of the same features otherwise. Connected GPS, which means it needs your phone. It doesn't have standalone GPS, and has 50-meter water resistance, but it's also compatible with all the other Versa chargers and bands, which is really nice. So same charger and a whole bunch of bands, and I've got a bunch of them here. There's a nice woven leather band. There's a reflective band with nylon that's really cool. Silicone bands. Recco has a band that this actually uses a bit of a beacon without battery, so you could use this for rescue in the woods. Perforated silicone bands and Horween leather. So there's a lot of options. At $200, you get the Fitbit Versa 2, which comes with one band, not this one. And for $230, there's a premium one that comes with a nice woven band plus the silicone band, which might be worth considering. And all of them now have Fitbit Pay, which used to be a step-up option. Keep in mind, Fitbit Pay still doesn't work with all banks. Let's talk about health, because Fitbit didn't introduce anything like an FDA-cleared technology. There's no ECG on this, but they have made strides with sleep tech. There's always been sleep tracking on the Fitbit, and Fitbit's new app now adds a feature that was in beta for a while called Sleep Score. It's really nice because it gives you a number that helps digest what it means in terms of what you've slept, your heart rate. It calculates different functions that used to be a little bit opaque and tries to make them a little clearer and pulling in a little more information about how restful your sleep was. Now, some of that deeper breakdown is only available if you pay up for Fitbit Premium. And Fitbit Premium sounds like the thing that I've been hoping somebody would make at some point, which is a helpful fitness guide and more active insight-based coaching system to help me understand how I'm going to get from walking 10,000 steps a day to finally losing more weight and coming up with a game plan for my life, which is hard for me. But it's adopting stuff that was previously in Fitbit Coach, which was also known as FitStar, but Fitbit's bundling that into this, but also adding more health advocacy stuff. Fitbit Premium is an interesting pathway. I'm not sure how many of those services I'm going to find so essential that now I think I have to pay $10 a month or $80 a year to add that. But it's an interesting thought, and I'm really curious to see how it compares to the rest of the Fitbit app. There aren't a lot of changes to the rest of the Fitbit experience. Fitbit really is about trying to expand its line, add a few more services, and reach out to the corporate world, the enterprise world, the consumer world, health insurance. In fact, they have a $50 scale now that's supposed to be more appealing for certain health plans to maybe pick up and cover. And that means that, no, you don't necessarily need to get this new watch. And I think Fitbit is acknowledging that. They want you in their data ecosystem, whether you have an older model or a newer model. And a lot of the new services and a lot of the new sleep tracking stuff on the Fitbit app will still be available to anybody who has heart rate on one of the previous Fitbit models. We'll have to follow up to see how that actually falls down the line in terms of which models will get the cutoff and which ones won't. But the Fitbit Versa 2 is the one that I wish the Fitbit Versa had been. And we'll have to see how the Apple Watch compares, and we'll have to see what the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 is like, because there are going to be a lot of fitness watches coming out this holiday season, and Versa 2 is landing right in the middle of them.